What's the final tally?
Nigel, do you want to hit us with the curse tracker?
Yeah, so
this
movie was rated PG, so
Yeah.
there was not really a lot. There's a total of 4 curses. One use of bullshit, one use of son of a bitch, or bitch,
Yeah, son of a bitch.
and 2 uses of Christ as an expletive, not as in the Catholicism way. And that's it. I had 2 honorable mentions for hell, but he's talking about the actual place of hell when he says, I burn in hell with you or whatever that was. So I don't count those, but I noted them, but they're not going to count as curses. So with those 4, that brings our total up to 412 total curses across the movies.
It's pretty light. I mean, that's one of the lightest ones we've done so far, right?
Yeah, Bringing Out the Dead had 2. Gone in 60 Seconds had 4, PG-13, and then I think the other, like National Treasure, had 0. Willy's Wonderland had 0. Mandy had 0. And Raising Arizona had 6.
Dang.
Pig had 2. So yeah, it's on the lower end of The more surprising thing are the movies that are R-rated that don't have a lot, like Pig or Mandy or anything like that. But
yeah, it's funny how it's like either to one extreme or the other. Like it always seems like there's either a ton or not, barely any.
Yeah, the only there's only 3 zeros. National Treasure, which makes sense, Disney PG-13. Mandy, which makes sense because he doesn't talk a whole lot, and Willy's Wonderland, which he literally doesn't talk at all. So. That's it.
Runtime, this is kind of like right in the middle of our list, 102 minutes. So, yeah, right kind of sandwiched in between Vampire's Kiss and The Weatherman.
Nice.
And then Nudity, none. I didn't see any. PG, obviously. So that one, I feel like we all kind of had a light load on this one.
Yeah, super light.
State and Country Tracker, New York, again. This is now 7 times we've gone to New York, which is, I guess it makes sense. New York and California are our 2 highest. It's always L.A. and New York, which is going to continue in our next one. We have another California. Budget versus gross. This one made a considerable profit, so $15 million budget with a $122.1 million gross, which brings our grand total to $574.5 million budget, with a $1.317 billion gross.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, what are we at? 21 movies? So.
Yeah.
And a lot of those didn't make anything. I mean, like, I would say like half of our movies are bombs. But these few, like, blockbuster style movies. I don't think Moonstruck they were anticipating it doing as well as it did. I think it was kind of a surprise hit, and it's endured incredibly well. I feel like this movie is beloved by a lot of. I feel like it's like housewife humor and housewife romance. It's kind of like a romantic novel.
That's kind of how I felt like to me.
Yeah,
it's more like or a stage play, like we said.
Yeah,
which makes sense given the writer. So I think this would work really well as a stage play.
Yeah, I think so
sure.
too. Yeah.
Very few set pieces too. So. As far as our top grossing, this is the 5th highest grossing film so far that we've done, which is pretty crazy when you think of the other 4 were all genuinely meant to be summer blockbusters. National Treasure, Face Off, Gone in 60 Seconds, and Ghost Rider. And then Moonstruck is it's about half as much as Ghost Rider, but still it's kind of surprising of how well it did as far as like where it places itself in those blockbuster films. It's kind of crazy. The next closest to it,
I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah. Next closest to it is The Wicker Man with 38.8, but it had like a $40 million budget. So
yeah, I still can't believe that movie made that much money.
Rating, this was our 2nd PG movie. I think was National Treasure PG? What was the other PG that we had?
I think so. I think National Treasure.
Was
I'm
it?
looking at the list.
I think so. I think it was.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Yeah, it had to be because Raising Arizona would.
Maybe Trapped in Paradise was PG.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
no, I think it was PG-13 because there was considerably
swearing.
more cursing in that one.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
And
but it was
violence.
National Treasure.
I think it was National Treasure. So now we've got 0 Gs, but we'll get there. And then 2 PGs, 5 PG-13s, 9 R-rateds, and 5 unrated films, which our unrateds, our streak has slowed down on that. We were really plowing through the unrateds there for a while, but
I think when we get back into the more recent late 2000s or the teens, we'll get back to more unrated movies.
yeah, this season we're kind of light on those the Nick Cage dark era, the dying of the light era. How about that?
the pre-Renaissance.
Yeah, before I mean, most recently is when it started. He started to come back a little bit, but there was that post Spirit of Vengeance. I feel like that's when he kind of went into the direct-to-video era, and now he's coming back.
Oh yeah, in a big bad way.
Kill Tracker.
All right, so 0 kills in this, as one would expect. It's a rom-com. Death Tracker, obviously he survived. I don't know if we want to count his fingertips as a death, but
Partial death.
partial death. So we're sitting at 8 deaths over the span of the films.